And it's Laura from Tenacious Taurus Twin Flame Tarot, and this is going to be your new moon eclipse energy reading. What I want you to keep in mind when it comes to these eclipse energies is I have based this off of the rising sign. So this is mostly for Gemini rising, although you may find that this resonates with a sun and moon in Gemini too, but I'm going to talk about some of the housing aspects coming forward if you are a Gemini rising when it comes to this this total solar eclipse, because it is going to be hitting your 11th house. This is the second time it's hitting your 11th house, right, in the last month. And so the 11th house deals with your group associations, it deals with your community and your sense of belonging in the world. And so I feel this is where you kickstart into a brand new chapter, a brand new cycle. And you're going to be taking a long, hard look at the initiative you're being asked to take within society structures. And so this might bring forward a deep sense of vulnerability. You might be struggling with issues surrounding your financial security because of this new moon eclipse kind of aspecting with the influences of Mars square Chiron. And so we're going to be working with these energies for the next couple of years. And so I feel Pluto is coming in to challenge your ninth house of expansion. And so you could come into a catalyst person or a catalytic event that will shake your belief systems in order for you to rebuild a new foundation that will serve some long-term goals. And so what I want to say is get ready to venture into the unknown, because this new moon eclipse is kind of bringing you head to head with your destiny. So let's jump in with some cards and see what else needs to come through. Kitty apparently needed to be a part of your reading. So Gemini, I'm using the Pure Magic Oracle deck today along with the Transient Light Tarot, and I'm also using the Crystal Stone deck. So we're going to get 3 cards with this Pure Magic Oracle deck first, and then we're going to clarify these energies a little bit deeper with the Crystal Stone deck, and then we're going to get some tarot messages. So we're going to see what's going on for this eclipse. These are potential energies. We all have free will. We all can take charge. And if this isn't resonating, like I said, go and make sure you know what your ascendant sign is. You can easily pull your chart from any free websites like Cafe Astrology or AstroSeek, but you're going to need to know your time of birth to know your ascendant. But let's see what needs to come through for Gemini. Belladonna Visions. This actually came through in Aries reading. So you might want to pay attention to where Aries is in your natal chart. But I feel this is where you're being asked to close out a major cycle and to stand firm in your boundaries. Spirit is saying take caution. You don't have all of the answers yet, although clarity is coming. So you're going to have to follow that higher guidance. We get the Jinn energy. So this is kind of like taking off the mask. The Jinn is like a genie energy, a wish being granted, but I do feel this is also about facing the consequences of some past choices. This is also the energy of ego death and taking off all of the false personas. And so this is also about the choice to step into your service mission. We can all choose to step into the higher calling or not. And then we get Vervain, Everlasting. This is a 9. So we get 10, well, 28 breaking down to a 10, breaking down to a 1. We get 19, which breaks down to 10, and then 1. So stepping into leadership. Definitely something about your community efforts within society. And then we get 9, which is completion. And so maybe you've been spellbound in a connection here, but I feel a release of illusions. You are going to need to protect yourself by instilling firm boundaries as you come into soul alignment. And so bottom of the deck, we get Bridget, Psychic Flames. You could be on a twin flame journey, and I didn't want to say it outright. But the twin flame journey can be a bit of a spellbinding journey, right? As we sift through all of these different past life realities and illusions. And so there is a psychic flame here. There is a sacred union here, 333. So pay attention to the number Sphinx 333. There is a very sacred, magical connection coming through, and I think you're going through a recharge. Maybe you're awakening to your healing mentorship gifts, or maybe there is a divine masculine awakening to his inner magnificence. But I do feel a mystical connection here, and maybe you are bridging the gap when it comes to a sacred union reaching completion. But let's see what else needs to come through as clarifiers with the crystal stone deck. So you've likely been receiving visions if you're the divine feminine. Maybe in a state of recluse or hermit-like energy to find your inner enigma. Interesting that they chose that word. Let's clarify these energies, Gemini, and see what else is coming through. Belladonna visions clarified by Chrysoprase, and this is asking you to grow from your heart out. So you're exploring, you're searching for this foundation of who you truly are. And so I do feel Spirit is saying, hey, you've got to do some deeply seated inner child healing. Maybe you need to tell your inner child how much you love them. I think you might be in for a good, long, hard cry this eclipse, Gemini rising. I think it's time to forgive the person who hurt you the most. Maybe it's your parents, maybe it's an ex-lover, or maybe it's yourself. You need to master the reality of boundaries. You are not a freaking doormat. I feel I'm talking to a Gemini rising that is about ready to give up on love. But the universe is saying you've got the green light to keep going, so stand firm in those visions. Hematite. And so you are being I get, like, Mercury retrograde is pummeling my communication skills, so bear with me, guys. Aligned to your wholeness is clarifying the Jin energy, the yin or the Jin. And so you're dealing with somebody that's really kept you stuck and stagnant, that's really taken you away from where it is you need to be. Maybe you're coming into a new crush, which is going to ignite this psychic flame, but I think get ready to face some type of existential crisis, especially if you've recently had a twin flame recognition experience. But somebody here feels stuck. I think you're feeling stuck. I think a realization of your purpose, definitely around the moon. And you need to pull your energy away from a stuck situation in order to make big things happen. And so Vervain Everlasting is clarified by Tiger's Eye. And so there is a need for protection. You're working on aligning to wholeness and balancing your inner being. So you might be prone to a lot of mood swings this week. This is actually the perfect stone for Gemini and Virgo's mood swings. Nothing is quite as it appears, is what I want to say. There's something below the surface that you haven't quite realized. And so I think you've been praying for the truth, and you're getting ready to cut out anybody along the way that is blocking your blessings. And so you need to watch your thought processing. So it's like the energy Jumanji, it's like the Jumanji energy. I think you're leveling up into a new reality. And so I do feel you've got some people around you that really aren't your friends, and it's time to find that inner Leo lion roar. So look to where Leo's at in your chart. You can no longer stand idle. I do feel a major lesson in equanimity, equality, and balancing the left and right hemispheres of the brain in order to square some karma up with the universe. And we get increase your fire power. Well, doesn't that go well with the psychic flames? So, Topaz. I do feel you could be burning the candles at both ends. Maybe I'm talking to a Gemini that has a decision between two. To make a decision between two. But the Sanskrit word fire comes from the Middle Ages. And so I feel something has eluded you. And you've been burning the candle at both ends, or somebody has been, and somebody needs to burn a bridge here in order for action to happen. And so I feel somebody keeps misfiring and aiming in the wrong direction. And I feel you're going to have to really be careful because you might be dealing with a connection that's about to burn you as well. Be careful of wild obsessions. I do feel a desire to get things done, to get things moving, and to tie up some loose ends here. So let's see what needs to come through with the tarot. Ace of Pentacles in reversed. Five of Cups in reversed. What I want to say is somebody put all their eggs in one basket. And I think this led to a... Sorry, I had a phone call coming through. There was a huge missed opportunity is what I'm feeling. And so somebody's invested all of their eggs in one basket, and it's been a very challenging situation. There's emotional regret. There's emotional withdrawal. There's a need to rethink this investment. I think you've invested in something maybe for the last 7 years, and now it's time to say, hey, I gotta take all these eggs out of this basket. I feel coming out of a period of prolonged grief, and that didn't really work for me. So things aren't working out is what I feel. Things are challenging is what I want to say for my Gemini rising collective. So we're going to get 5 cards and we're going to anchor them down, and we're going to go a little bit deeper and see what is going on here for my Gemini collective. But aligning and growing from the heart. So I feel there's going to be some type of emotional purge. Ooh, Judgment reversed, anchored down by the 2 cups. Yes, somebody made a poor judgment call. There is an alchemical process going on here within a twin flame connection is what I'm feeling. The Page of Cups, anchored down by the Tower reversed. The Emperor reversed, anchored down by the 7 of Cups in reversed. Ooh, the Sun, anchored down by the 8 of Swords, and the 4 of Wands anchored down by the 4 of Cups reversed. So coming out of stagnation, coming out of a period of isolation, grief, prolonged grieving, coming out of a period of feeling suppressed and repressed. So I feel there's going to be some type of illumination, and somebody is going to realize some stuck patterns here when it comes to where they've deceived themselves or where they've been deceitful with another. I feel exposure of some lies to break somebody free from an illusion. Maybe you're breaking yourself free from an illusion with an Emperor reversed. I just feel the Emperor reversed is a divine masculine, not acting very divine, and I feel there's an apology for that because somebody's seen the light. This is what I saw the sign, and it opened up my eyes. And maybe this has been in the works for the last 4 years. But I do feel somebody made a bad judgment call. Bottom of the deck, we get the 3 of Cups reversed with the 7 of Swords reversed, and there's the lies that I see being exposed when it comes to a third-party situation. And I feel somebody deceived themselves. I feel there could have been a scenario where somebody was giving to multiple people, or they chose money over love. They could have chose money over love, and they've ignored the calling. And I do feel there's been an alchemical process here between 2 twin flames. And I feel an apology is coming, and I think it's coming in as a shock. It's coming in very quickly. And I feel you're not going to see this coming. It's going to shake you up. An apology could be from an ex-husband, an ex-lover, somebody that I feel could have been a life partner, but maybe they had a lot of options. And let me just say, the Emperor in reverse is a crotchety old bastard without his equal. And so we could have had somebody struggling with some power and control issues here. But I think they saw the light. They see the light of this negative, repetitive pattern and how they were deceiving people in themselves when it comes to a union. And I'm going to reference the Encanto movie again. I believe this come through in Aries reading or the Twin Flame forecast. I'm not sure. But it's about healing ancestral wounds, tapping into our ancestral gifts, and releasing a very stuck, stagnant situation. So I feel somebody has a lot of regrets about a missed opportunity that should have led to a higher level of commitment, a higher level of healing. And there was an entrapped situation with a third party. I feel somebody kind of went into their shadow self, and maybe because they thought they had a lot of options that they could play the field, But I feel somebody's getting a wake-up call when it comes to some manipulative ways, and there is a need to rebalance the situation, and this could lead to a legacy, rebuilding a foundation from the ground up. There's that flame. So something about a twin flame here and a change in legacies. And so I feel somebody's juggled making a decision for a while what they want to invest in, because maybe they made a poor investment and their pride and their ego kept them stuck there. Not a lot of people like to admit when they made a mistake. It's not easy to admit you made a mistake. But I do feel there's a need to put a past betrayal to bed. And so I feel there's been either broken communication, lack of communication. I feel that's like it's like the energy of playing telephone. And I'll tell you I'll tell you something, and then that person goes and tells the next person. By the time you get to the end, it's all been misconstrued, and there's really no truth left in that telephone game. And so there's been a lot of lies, a lot of manipulation. I feel a lot of people got hurt here because somebody was a Knight of Cups energy, probably somebody that was like a wanderer, and they really didn't have this sense of being able to settle down. It's like somebody just kind of wanders through life and they shimmy and shake. The Emperor in reverse is like nobody looks for a place to live fast enough than a narcissist without a home to go in. And so maybe somebody displayed a lot of narcissism, but I feel somebody's about to get the rug pulled out from under them because they're in some type of entanglement here, and it does need to be addressed in order for healing. So something needs to die away. Somebody needs to open up to maybe learning something new here. It could be you. But I feel research. The Apprentice of Swords is like, I'm going to be the apprentice and learning all I can about a pattern or a person. But I feel somebody wants to apologize, and they are hoping for a clean slate. But I don't know. I don't know. It does look like we can revive something here. It does look like something's coming back from the dead here, Gemini. And this moon is saying, hey, why'd you put all them eggs in one basket? It's time to come out of a period of prolonged grieving, and it's time to start something new. So a brand new cycle, an exciting new adventure, but somebody here is going to have to face some lies, but I feel an unexpected arrival. If you had to end things with somebody because they did not nurture you, they did not see your worth and your value, well, you're the pearl at the bottom of the ocean, and somebody wants to come in and bring justice to a very unjust situation. Somebody's been going within, and they're ready to come into the light is what I've got for you, Gemini. I hope this helped. I hope this resonated. If you would like to book a personal or a soulmate reading with me, check out the description box below, and I do look forward to seeing you all again next time.